Now I'll give an introduction about the machine itself. So this is the hardness test machine, and it's a fairly it's not a really big machine, but it can test the hard materials. And first we'll come to the right top side. You can see there are some buttons, and these buttons are for start the machine with the power, load, mode, and reset. We do not need to touch the load, mode, and reset it because it's already by default. Just set the load as auto and the mode as measures, right? And the power, we just turn it on, and you can immediately see there are some readings and lights on the machine. Also, the back side of the light is also on. So you can it tells that the machine is on. You can start your testings. The setup of the machine is upstairs, up here. This is a control panel. Here you can choose different settings. For example, the high, low, load, offset. Choose the indenter and choose the method. So this is how you choose that. I'll come back in a minute. And this place is a place that a platform that you can load your specimen. Okay. And this is the indenter, and the indenter can be pulled out. It can be pulled out and can be inserted back in. It's fairly simple. Something to note is that we need to use two indenters in this lab, and the other indenter is here. It's a diamond indenter. It's in this little container here. All you need to do is just get it out and put it back in. Okay. Same thing, just insert it. It's very simple. And so you can see this is the handle to lift or lower the platform, because when we get prepared to test the specimen, we need to make sure give it a preload. So preload is very small. So we call it let the indenter to sit on the material or to sit on the specimen. And then the machine will give another load to calculate how much penetration they get into the material with what load, and then to calculate the hardness. So this is how they work. This is a major setup of the machine. Now let's look at the control panel, and we can use select to choose different settings we want to do. First, the high, low, and this is just by default. We set it at 130. This is mainly the power load, and then offset it as 0. Here, we only need to choose two different settings. One is the indenter, the other one is the method. Because for indenter, later we need to change the indenter to a diamond, and here this is how you change the indenter. Now we just use the arrows to choose the indenter, right? So, and if you want to choose the method, so we can come to the method and then choose if you want to use the Stockwell superficial or you're going to use Rockwell. Mainly I want to just use Rockwell standard method. So two scales going to use. Well, for hardness test methods, there are two major methods. One is Bresnell, the other one Rockwell. For this machine, mainly we only use Rockwell, and also in Rockwell there are different methods, right? Within each method there are different scales, right? So the B and C, these are the different scales, okay? And for softer materials, for example, non-ferrous materials or like aluminum, copper, bronze, we're gonna use the ball indenter. Let's go back to indenter. I'm gonna use the ball indenter with 1/16 inch and with the B scale. So which means we need to apply it with 100 load, right? With 100 load. And if you want to choose the diamond or when we are testing the steel material, then we need to go back to the indenter and change it back to the diamond, and also make sure you change the load to 100 and 150. Okay, 150. All right, let's come back. I'm gonna set it back to the ball indenter. All right, so that's it. So this is set up the machine, and also how do we get prepared for our hardness testings.